Laurie here, and welcome back to my channel, and Happy New Year. Thank you for coming back for another year with me, and for my first video of 2019 I have a journal for you guys. This is actually my last journal of 2018, as I did actually finish it last year, which sounds totally bizarre to say, but yeah, I finished it last year and just didn't get around to filming it. But before I jump into that, I have a couple other things that I would like to show and ask you. So first of all, I'll show you this. This is going to be my first ever junk journal. I have never actually kept a junk journal. I've kept a bullet journal, and I've had junk journals when I was a child, although I just called them diaries as I didn't know that junk journaling actually had a name. But since it's my first official junk journal since I was a child, I'm going to start off small. So this is what I've started with so far. This is just the cover, which is actually just a book that I had gutted for its pages. I think it was the Observer's Book of Birds. So I've got a wee frame styled embossing thing here, and it's a beautiful deep dark teal colour, which is my favourite, and I've got some beautiful corners on it. But that's as far as I've gotten so far, so I was wondering if you would like to finish it together. Basically pick out the pages, sew them in, and with me to do a few craft with me's on it. Obviously I'm not going to do that unless you actually want it, so let me know in the comments below, or just give this video a thumbs up if you would like me to do that. Another thing that I've started doing is, I was really ill over the Christmas period and New Year period, so I really neglected my pen pals, and because of that I would like to do something special for them. So I was watching Tracy Fox. I was watching Tracy Fox, and she has this brilliant idea where you take a Amazon packaging envelope type thing and you turn it into a folio, similar to the Tim Holtz folio. So I've already started this one, and this is where I've gotten to so far. So I've already got a couple of pockets on the flap here, and in the flaps here I've also put pockets and a quick little closure, and then I also have a couple of belly bands, and then I've mimicked the Tim Holtz spine fold thing, whatever it's called, as well, which I haven't got around to sticking down, and then I'm going to do something here as well. So it was just a quick question on whether or not you would like me to make the next two with you guys, and maybe show you how this one finishes, as I probably will be finishing this tonight. So if you'd like to see the finished result on this, and for me to do craft with me's on the next two folios, again let me know in the comments below, or simply give this video a thumbs up if that's just easier for you. And I'd be happy to do that for you. Again, I'm not going to really do it unless it's something you guys are interested in, but it's stuff I'm going to be doing anyway, so if you would like me to pop the camera on while I'm doing it, then I'd be happy to do that for you. So now onto the journal. So this is probably, no, definitely, this is definitely my favourite journal to date anyway. I absolutely love this journal. It is my first concept journal, and I hope I've done it right. In my mind, the whole idea of a concept journal is you basically make up a story. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me down in the comments. But I have made up a story. So this journal is called Odette An Edwardian Lady, and it is wrapped in this beautiful vintage cloth that feels absolutely amazing, and it's got these beautiful, I don't know if it's embroidery or what it is, to be honest. It is absolutely stunning. I'll bring it up closer in a second once I get the book out, but it is just absolutely stunning. It is like, if it is embroidery, it is the finest strands I have ever seen. It looks like silk. It is just beautiful. So it comes wrapped in this, and it's a beautiful sort of light pinky peach colour. So it comes wrapped in that beautiful thing there, and then I've also tied it closed, as it doesn't actually come with a closure. So I've just tied it closed with this ribbon the name will come to me eventually. But this crocheted ribbon, which obviously you can use as a closure, or there's tons of it here, so you could definitely like snip some off and use it in your projects, or you could just use all of it in your projects, as there's about 2 meters here, so you could definitely use that in your projects, or you could definitely use it as a closure or add your own closure. So here is the journal, and again it's that same deep dark teal colour that is on my own journal. It is absolutely my favourite colour ever. I absolutely love this colour. There are no cover corners on this book. The whole idea behind this book is to look as much like a book, like a normal reading book as possible. So basically Odette wants this book to sit on her shelf and look exactly like her other books. It is a very secret diary for her, and she doesn't want anyone to go snooping around. So it also has the cheesecloth headband on both sides, and then again some more of that beautiful crocheted ribbon, or lace rather, at the top of the headband as well. And as you can, well, hopefully you can see, it has some beautiful roses embossed on the front. I'm hoping that's coming up on camera. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. And then I've also got some ridges on the spine. I've distressed the whole cover, front and back, as much as I dared, around the sides, especially on the spine, and over the roses as well. I'm really hoping that that's coming out on the camera. I will take a picture and insert it somewhere, maybe here. So I'm just going to dive straight on in here. So the first page, the bookend rather, doesn't have anything on it, because like I said, Odette wants this book to look very much like a normal everyday reading book, or even just a blank diary. So she's not put anything on this page purely for that reason. This is real vintage lace right here, and here is where the story begins. So I've got a couple of paper clips holding this letter in place, and this beautiful young lady here, if I can get this off, is Odette. So here is a portrait of the beautiful Odette, and it is backed onto some tea-dyed lined paper so you can journal on it. And here is the little story behind the book. So I apologise if I'm a bit shaky or quaky in my voice, but I shall do my best to read this to you. So obviously it's called Odette An Edwardian Lady. Beneath the dusty and withered floorboards in the second main bedroom of an old and derelict country manor, a book wrapped in an old piece of fabric was found. This was the journal of a young woman named Odette, containing her thoughts and longings in the long ago year of 1903. Found within the stained aged pages is a heartbreaking tale of how Odette made the choice between duty and love. At the young age of 17, Odette found herself betrothed to the well-established and wealthy Stefan, whom was almost twice her senior. Odette knew that in order to secure her family's riches and maintain their place in society, she would be obliged to marry this man. However, Odette was in love with another. It was a love she knew her parents would never sanction. It was not a love that would come with riches, nor social standing, but it was something in which Odette valued much more: happiness. Since Odette was a young girl of 15, she had promised both her heart and her hand to the young dashing Peter Walker, and though she knew her parents would never permit her to marry her father's valet, she would allow herself to dream of a time where they could be together. The night before her betrothed marriage to Stefan, Odette, in an act of pure desperation, took to her father's study, where she poured out her heart and confessed all. Her father, who had always had a soft spot for his youngest daughter, could not bring himself to break her young heart. So while Odette's mother slept, he helped her pack her bags and call a car to take both Odette and Peter to the docks, where they would sail to America to be married. All he asked of her was that she leave her mother a letter and that she write to him regularly. Oh, fuck, I made it so far. This is unfortunately where this diary ends, with the letter addressed to her mother containing the ring with which Stefan had proposed tucked between the pages. So as you can see, this is aged and tea-dyed as well, and that's the story behind this book. So the picture, just paper clips, it's just one of those little Tim Holtz paper clips. So it just basically attaches to the letter, and that's on the first page. I apologise if this video is quite long, but hopefully I'll get through it fast enough. So throughout the journal I have some stamping, stickers, stenciling, some of it scroll writing to make it look like little notes of Odette's, and the stamping and pictures are little doodles that Odette has done throughout the journal. So on the second page here we have a little pocket, and there's just a beautiful piece of ephemera tucked in there and a vintage playing card. And then this opens up and flips down, and then hidden in this little pocket is a poem that Peter sent to Odette. I'm not going to read them out, as I would like, if you want you can pause it, but I would like whoever gets this journal to have something to themselves to read, if that makes sense. So this is another little journaling area here, and that just closes like so. And then this is quite a special page. So the first night that Odette really noticed Peter was at a ball. Her father was having a ball for his work, and during that ball Odette lost an earring. It broke off and she was devastated, as it was her favourite pair of earrings. So she spent the remainder of the night looking for it, and Peter discovered that she was out there looking for her earring and offered to help her. By the end of the party she had kind of resigned herself that she was never going to find it, and she was really upset, so she went to bed. And the next again morning when she woke, it was wrapped in a tissue, or a handkerchief rather, on her breakfast tray. So Peter quite obviously spent the rest of the night looking for it and actually found it. So that was the first time she ever really fell in love. That's when her love started to kind of grow for Peter. So she's attached it here to a piece of lace as a little reminder of his kindness. And then here we just have a little locket that does open, and inside we have a picture of Peter. So if you can see that, hopefully. There's just a tiny little picture inside the locket of Peter. Obviously you can remove this picture and put your own picture inside it. And get it closed again. There we go. Or you can even remove it from here and put it on a chain as a necklace. Or you can just leave it in as part of the story. And then here we just have a tag shaped postcard, some vintage book pages, some more doodles of Odette's. And again down here, a nice pocket here with a little fancy girly journal. And then here on this page we have some maps throughout the book that Odette attached when she was kind of thinking of running away with Peter. So she put some maps of America into her book, as that's where she was thinking of running away, because she knew that they could never be together at home, and America was the land of promises and where your dreams came true, basically. So that's why she thought that if they ran away to America they would be happy forever. And then throughout the book I have some definitions. So this is etiquette, and basically she just put this here as a reminder that that just wouldn't be proper for her to do such a thing. So even though she would love nothing more than to run away with her, she shouldn't. So here is the social code of the age, which her mother gave her to memorise. And that's just tucked in this little pocket here. There is quite a lot of sewing throughout this book. Some of it's done by the machine and some of it is done by hand. Odette was not a seamstress by any means. She had people who did that for her, but she did like to attach things. For instance, the earring and the locket was attached by hand, so she is practicing and trying to teach herself how to do these things. So again, some doodling, more vintage book pages, and then here we have a little pocket and a little collage, and then this opens up for some secret journaling, and that's just kind of place between the flower and the other part of the flap to keep it closed. Some ledger paper, blank music paper, and then this flips out and we have a little doily here, and this is a picture of her sister and her father, and that's just on a little paper clips, and again it's on tea dye paper so you can journal on the back of it. And then we just have a vintage book page tucked in here as well. I apologise if you can hear screaming and stuff, my kids are downstairs playing. So our little boy's just kind of realised that he can scream really loud, so he takes enjoyment in doing it. So again, some more doodling and script and some lines here. And then tucked in this little pocket we have this beautiful postcard, and I thought that this would be the kind of thing that Odette would wear to a ball. More vintage book pages, and then here we have a picture of Stefan and a little print out words that says duty here, and again that's backed on to some tea dye paper, and the paper clip, as far as I remember, isn't holding, no it's not, it's not holding this in place, so you can remove the paper clip if you want. It's really just there to look pretty, but it is actually glued on. And then in this little pocket here we just have a journaling card and some collaging, and then we just have a little spare pen nib there as well, and another journaling card in here. More doodling. So here is one of the dresses that Odette and her mother picked out for her wedding. So it's just paper clips on there, and again the other piece of that map page. And then tucked in here we just have a couple journaling cards. Obviously these pockets are really big, so you could put a lot of things in them. Some more doodling, more vintage book pages. And here is a picture of her sisters. And then here we have a few different pockets. So in the top here we just have a large journaling card that I have sewn lines into. And then here we have a piece of ephemera that is the law for the rich and poor. Again, another piece of information that her mother had given her. And then tucked in this little pocket here is this little handmade bookmark that Peter gifted to her. Peter is very good with metal work. It is a hobby of his, and he made her this beautiful elegant feather that she treasures. And then in this little envelope we have another poem. So again it's just folded in the old way and then aged and distressed and all that jazz. Peter gifted her with a lot of different poems that he wrote himself just to show Odette, to tell her how much he loves her. And then another definition down here, that one is betrothed. Sorry, it's hard to read upside down. Another little pocket here with a journaling card inside, a guest check, and a hidden journaling spot here. And that's just held closed with this paper clip embellishment. Some more doodling, a very old dictionary page. I haven't distressed or stained any of the pages myself, they didn't need it. The book pages, that is, obviously I've distressed in the rest of the book. So here's another little journal, and I love this idea. I'm really quite pleased with myself. I think it makes it just look that little bit extra special. It's a piece of ephemera page there, and this is the tissue, or handkerchief rather, I keep saying tissue, but this is the handkerchief that Peter wrapped the earring in. So she kind of just cut it in half and kept one piece with her at all times, and then kept the other piece in her journal. And this is a piece from her dress, her petticoat, and it's just from the night of the ball. So she's just kind of hand stitched them together, and you can see that it's a very messy stitch. It's not professional by any means. It is hand sewn by an amateur, so you can tell that she did struggle with this, but she was determined. So another vintage book page, another little doodle down here, and then in this pocket we just have, I love these cards, I think they're absolutely stunning. Just a little journaling card, and then tucked in here we just have a note card, a tea stained note card. It will not go back in, there we go. So it is 2 signatures. I haven't counted the pages or done any of the measurements, sorry, but I will list them below, and this will be for sale in my Etsy when this goes up. So here's the other side of that handkerchief, and another piece of her dress from that evening. And again, you can see at the back as well, the hand stitch is not perfect. It is very amateur, basically, because like I said, she is not a seamstress. She is self-taught, but she is trying. So another ephemera page there, and a note card, journaling card rather. And another large pocket here with a envelope just paper clipped to the top, and this is her grandfather. Her grandfather is a very close to her heart rather. He always taught her that she can do anything she puts her mind to, and to never settle for less than what she thinks she deserves. He taught her a lot, and he loved her a lot, and she loved him immensely. So she keeps a picture of him tucked in here as well. And then here is her dear mother, who she does love dearly, even though she is forcing her to marry Stefan. She knows that her mum is trying to do what's best for her, so she does love her, she doesn't blame her, but she doesn't want to marry Stefan. If I can get this back on, it'll be a little miracle. Oh, never mind. I'll do that later. So on to the second signature, and here we have another map page, and this has the word prestige and its definition. And then here we have a paper clip tag, and this folds out. It's magnetic, so it does hold closed, and this folds out all the way. So we have a couple of tags just tucked in either side, and then we have another wedding dress that Odette and her mother picked out for her wedding to Stefan, and that just hooks onto any page because it is a paper clip on the back. And then here we have another collage page with a large tag, and again this opens up for some hidden journaling. Another book page, and this is a button of Peter's. One day they managed to take a walk in the garden, the grounds around her house, and while they were hiding, one of the cooks came out into the grass, into the garden, and they quickly jumped into the bushes to hide. And while they were in there, one of Peter's buttons fell off and they couldn't find it. So Odette went back later that day and she managed to find it, but by that time the house seamstress had already replaced Peter's button, so she just kept it, and she's just attached it to a piece of cloth and kept it in her journal. And again, you can see the hand stitching here is not perfect, but it is getting better. So tucked in this little pocket we just have a piece of tea dye paper, and I really loved how this one came out, so I wanted to include it, as it got quite burned, and I really love that look. If I can get it back in the bag. I'm so shaky, I'm always so shaky, I apologise. So here we have a little pocket that's held closed with this beautiful bird circle here, and tucked inside is another wedding dress image, and again it's backed onto tea dye paper. for you to journal on. And that just holds that closed there. And then tucked in the back here we have this beautiful card that is one of the calling cards from one of the bridal stores that they went to. So again, it's just a journaling card, but this is just one of those cards that you're giving so that you can come back or tell your friends about them. So she just kept a hold of that. Some more vintage book pages, another note card here, and then this opens up and it is a folio type thing. So we have some 3-dyed pages here for writing, and then a few little pockets here to stick some things in, and then it's all sewn all the way around as well. And this is my favourite page ever. I absolutely love this. You're probably looking at it going, why the hell do you love that so much? But it is very beautiful for a start. They have some buttons here, some lace, and edge punch here. And this actually wraps right around the page. And I've just got a piece of ephemera tucked in there. It's a big large pocket, but that's not what I love about it. It's actually a secret page. So we have a couple of snap buttons here, and then this folds out, and this is Odette's secret page for her love for Peter. So here we have the dashing young Peter Walker right there, and then the wedding dress that she has picked out that she would love to wear should she marry Peter. We have the typed word love up there, just some collaging, and then this is the first poem that Peter ever gave her, and this is Peter's handwriting. So she keeps this safe in this little hidden nook here that no one, even if they were to find her diary, they would never find this because it does not look like there's anything there. It just looks like a decoration. So that just tucks in there, and then some more book pages, a couple of pieces, well, a piece of ephemera and a note card, and then this opens up like so, and we have a envelope tucked in there, if I can get it out. This is the oddest angle ever. So there's nothing inside, it's just a handmade envelope, and this is the beautiful Indian handmade cotton paper, because really, would it be a journal of mine if it did not have some handmade cotton paper inside it? And then we have another bridal store calling card tucked in here, and that just ties closed with this lovely twine. And then we have a big pocket in the back, so it's just got a piece of ephemera tucked in there. And another large pocket here with some journaling cards tucked inside. Some more script, another book page, another map here, and this says elope. By this point, Odette has figured out that basically the only way to be with Peter would be if they were to elope to America. So this is the letter to her mother. The only thing is it's a little bit sticky here because it was actually an envelope that I received in packaging, so it is a little bit sticky there. I'm trying to figure out how to get that away, so if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. So inside we have the engagement ring, and that's just tucked inside this beautiful envelope. I absolutely love it. It is vellum, and it has this sort of fake lace look to it. I absolutely love it. And then inside we have the letter to her mother, and again, I'm not going to read that out. I will hold it here, and hopefully you can pause it and read it. But again, I would like that to be for whoever owns this book. They can have that to read to themselves. So that just goes in here, and that just slips in this pocket. And at the back here we have a larger pocket. We have two things here, but I'll just show you the pocket first. So this is the same fabric that is used on the outside of the journal, and we just have a little bead closure here. And inside this pocket. It is quite a tight pocket, but it does hold quite a lot of things. It's just the things I've put in it are tiny, so they're a bit footery to get out. But I haven't put any bead dangles or anything on this journal purely because of the story behind it. Odette wouldn't want any bead dangles or charms or anything hanging off this book because then it would draw attention to itself, and of course she wants it to remain hidden and secret. But I have included them should you want to use them. So I have 2 paper clips here, and I can't remember what these are called, but I absolutely love them. So I've included 2 paper clips, and then I've also included the bead dangle paper clips. So here we have a little ship. This one says love. I must be the worst person at showing bead dangles ever. This one says I love you, and it's a little love note in an envelope. Very pretty. And then here I also have 2 beads. I absolutely love this one. I love just the way this bead changes colour with the light. It is amazing. So yeah, those all sit inside this pocket, so obviously you can use them in this journal or any other place that you want to use them. They are there and ready to be used. And then here we have this little pouch. So this is Odette's sewing supplies. So like I said, she's just learning how to sew, so she has this tiny little sewing bag. So inside she has 2 threads. We have brown and white. Obviously the white has aged over time, but she has 2 spoolies, or whatever they're called, of thread that are tucked into this little pocket here. And then we have a couple of needles and a couple of pins. And then in this little pop pocket, I call it a pop pocket because it does just pop open, we have a few vintage buttons. So we have 3 gorgeous vintage buttons tucked into this little pocket here. And the back of this pocket is actually a tuck spot as well, which is where her scissors would go, but she took them out and hasn't replaced them. So there is a little pocket back there as well, and that just all stays closed with this big button here. And then it has a paper clip on the back. It's not attached in any way, so you can remove that paper clip, but I've just hooked it on this pocket here. There also is a big space behind this pocket, so you can put stuff behind and inside the pocket. So that is the journal, and I am completely and utterly in love with it, and I hope you are too. And I would definitely like to hear your thoughts on my first concept journal, and let me know what you think. I will put all the details of the size and pages and things like that down below, and the list to my Etsy store if you are interested in buying this. And I will hopefully see you next time.